Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kellyanne Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we are going to be working on the first of our cards for the month of June, and I'm kind of using this Unbounded Beauty collection here that's on page 53 of the new catalog. I'm using bits and pieces to create different cards all the way through here for today. So this is the catalog. We're looking at this collection. We're going to be using some of the dies, some of the stamps, some of the paper, this wonderful paper, and this is a specialty glitter paper, and then these papers here. But we're working primarily with our new colors, our new in colors, which are so much fun. They are so pretty. Those new in colors are Pretty in Pink, Shy Shamrock, Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, and Peach Pie. So let me show you what we're going to make first. The first thing we're going to make is a slider card, and this card is just beautiful. Now, this is not my creation. Dawn Griffith, who is part of Glitter Pit, it's Dawn's Glitter Pit, she did this card a few weeks ago, and when I saw it, I said, I just have to do this because this is the simplest slider card I have ever seen in my whole life. So this is the outside of the card, and then this is my envelope. Very simple, nothing too crazy going on there, but just a very simple look to it. But you pull up on the tab, and it says, "Happy birthday, may all your wishes come true," and there's just a little bit here and there. Now, if you wanted to write something more, or you wanted to add to it, you could put white on the back side, but this is light enough that I felt that you could write on it. You could say, "Happy birthday, Joe," blah, blah, blah. You can put that on the back without putting a piece of white on here, or you can put the white on there. That's going to be your option. So let me show you the products we're going to be using today. We're going to be using, of course, for this card, we're going to be using this die, and I've pre-cut that out. We are going to be using the happy birthday, because you can never have too many happy birthday cards, and may all your wishes come true. That both are in this Unbounded Love stamp set. And then we're also going to be using out of the Flowers of Beauty, which is part of the suite. We're going to be using this up here just to put on the envelope. So let's look at what we have in our packet. Now, if you're viewing this early enough in the month and you would like to get this packet, you can get this packet for free along with any of my June ones, providing you put in an order in my online store, which I will link to the bottom of this video for you. Otherwise, just take it for inspiration, and I think you'll like that. You will receive an envelope. You will receive the makings for this card. And this card is it's very simple. We have a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5. And it is scored at 4 and again at 8, giving us a 1/2 inch flip. This is going to adhere to here, and we're going to put our card, I actually put it on this side, so this, because I'm right-handed, this part's going to get most of my things. So it turns out really cute. I just love this card. So let's get started with it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit here our designer series paper. Now you can use any adhesive you like. I am going to be using, as much as I can, I will be using my seal. And seal sometimes just wants to be a little persnickety when it starts. I'm doing my little Z thing here. And one thing you want to do is make sure that if your paper is directional, like this has got things growing up, I want to make sure I'm not putting it in upside down. I want to put it in right side up. So I'm going to put it in this part that has the thin side here, and I'm going to just set it in here and and go ahead and set that down, leaving a border around. So if I shut that, you can see the border. There you go. This gets so easy. Now, to get the pull here, I used a punch. This is in the online store right now. I'm using the 1 3/4 inch punch, and I'm going to make my punch right now. I'm going to look at what is the center between here and here, and I just want to punch out a little bit so you can see that there's a tab there. It's nothing exciting. It's something very little. Boom! There we go. It went flying in my face. How funny is that? And so there we go. That looks really good. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to take this piece of paper and you want to line it up on the inside of your card. And the reason we're doing this is so you can take a pencil, and I just put a little mark here so I know where things are, where that is. That's so I know where it's going to stamp. Okay, now this is going to seem a little disjointed, but it really isn't. It's a very simple card. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. This is a Stampin' Up! Item, and I just have to make sure that you can see the bottom of my trimmer because I do it upside down. So here we can see it. So I am going to put this in with this folded out. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to put it at the 1 1/2. So here's 1 1/2, and I'm going to butt that up to this ridge here. I'm going to put this down, but I'm going to put my blade in the middle. Okay, I'm going to snap it down, and I am going to cut down to the 1 inch mark, which is right here, and up to the 4. Oops, it decided to slide. You got to hold it down. Up to the 4 1/2. Okay, that's not too hard right there. It's just a slit in the paper. So when you're done with that, you should have a slit like this. Okay, very, very simple. So we've got our paper, our designer series paper on our envelope, our slider card. We've cut out our little pull tab. We've gone ahead and marked where this is going to be. This is so you know where you can put your hole punch. And you can use anything you want for a hole punch. I am actually going to use this punch here. It's an old punch. And I'm going to try to make it as even as I can. This is retired, but if you have a crocodile or anything else that you normally use to punch, you can do that. This one just punches down like that, and I have my pull tab in there. I can go ahead, and you could erase this now, or you can leave it so you know where to stamp in here in a little while. Okay, so we're going to try to stamp on this and stamp on this all at the same time. And then this is our little pull that'll go on there. But we have to create that mechanism that goes and slides this card up and down. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I put everything away so I would know where it was. And of course I have to search for a second to find it. And I'm going to take 2 dimensionals, and I'm going to put it so that the flat side is right here. Okay, and I am going to, well, I could actually do it this way. I need to get 2 dimensionals on this piece of paper, and I'm going to give myself about a 1/2 inch. So these squares are 1/4 inch. So I'm going to come in, well, let's do 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to put one more on. This is our slider mechanism. This sounds kind of crazy, but it's really, really an easy thing. So that's my slider mechanism. Okay, can't get any easier than that. So we're going to take our base card, we're going to slide this in here like this. Okay, that is our mechanism. This is going to go up and down when we pull our card. Okay, but now you say, well, I've got to get it onto the white piece of paper, and that is true. You do have to get it onto the white piece of paper. Now you can use tear and tape for this, or you can use a strong adhesive. I am going to use some tear and tape because tear and tape is very, very strong. And this is also a nice place to put it because it's going to go up and down. You just need a couple little sheets of it in here. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Okay, there's one. And I don't use tear and tape very often, but we're going to use it a couple of times today. Okay. And whenever you use tear and tape like this, it is a really good idea before you would take it off is that you burnish it down. It helps it adhere to whatever you're adhering it to, and it also makes it easier for you to pull it off in the end. So this is going to go on here like this, right? We're going to put this centered in here, and we're going to stick it to the front side of here. But first, we need to kind of figure out where that's going to be so we can stamp it. And so let's see here. This is roughly right about here. So let's say if I go about an inch and a quarter up. Okay, so if I'm looking here and I go inch and a quarter up, it seems like a lot of fol-de-rol, but it really isn't. You just want to make sure you're not stamping way down here. And this has got to pull up, and you have to give yourself approximately, an inch for it to stand above here. So now you want to go to 2 1/4 inches. Okay, so give yourself that 1 1/4 from where this is, and then up another inch to 2. And I'm just going to lightly put a line there. That's so I know that I can go ahead and I can stamp my best wishes. May all your wishes come true in there. So let me do that. Let me get my stamp set out. It's easy to find it because they're the two I've used so far. And when you use a polymer stamp like this with a red ink or anything that has a lot of red in it, it kind of stays pink afterwards. It's not going to come off on anything. It's just how it looks. I'm going to grab another one here, and this is how I quickly do things. As long as we're going to open things up, I'm going to pull out my stamps and put them on my blocks. I just kind of throw them on. Now, I do this thing that is diagonal. It's how I line things up. Some people put their stamps on straight, and their brain works with that perfectly fine. Mine, I come up crooked every single time when I do it like that, but I have really good results as long as I angle my stamp. So that's what we're going to do here today. We're angling our stamps, and we need this for the envelope, so we'll do all our stamping at one time. I'm going to set this aside for a second, pull this in, and I'm going to be using Cajun Craze for my thing because it's just a nice sharp color contrast to the peach pie. So this is peach pie cardstock. So okay, I'm going to start with my happy birthday, and it's just a tap tap tap. It's not a smash, it's a tap. And looking at my original, I have to leave some room for my embellishment, so I'm going to go off to one side as best I can. There we go. So there's my happy birthday. And then my next one is may all your wishes come true. Now I kind of want this in the center of here, and so I'm going to stamp it in about right here. So when you pull it up, you can actually see it. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to stamp real quick is we are going to stamp our envelope. No naked envelopes for me. I like my envelopes to have things on them. That's how everybody knows it's one of my cards. My friends have gotten to the point, this has a K on it, so I know this is my card kit. And I just do that so that when I'm making a bunch of them, I make sure I save one for me. So here's my envelope done. This is done. We can adhere this to here. This is all going to go pretty fast now. It's a fun card. The putziest part is just making sure that you're putting things where you can actually hide them away when this is closed. Now, in your card kit, you would have received this lovely embellishment. And if you look at my other embellishment, there's a portion of it missing. Yes, it is. I snip this off and I put it on the inside. I'm going to close my ink before we're all wearing it. That is something I do regularly, is wear my ink. So I want you to bring in your snips, and as nicely as you can, you're just going to cut this up like that. And oh, look, it's attached over here. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just cut this little bit off. And if my thing looks too bulky, I'm just going to snip it till it kind of looks like it's a little more rounded and not as noticeable that I cut something off. See? That looks pretty good. Now, what I did do in our kits is I put a two-way adhesive on here. And so to make this easy, I went and I'm going to pull this up. I think I'm always really bad at this. So this is hard when I'm doing a film because truthfully, you get to see how uncoordinated I am at pulling this off. Some people can just do it really easy, and then there's me, and I'm not so good at it. But I know it's on here. So we'll just keep going until once we get it lifted, it's really like it just lifts right off. And I thought for sure I did that on here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't do that on the sticky back. I thought I did, though. We'll try it one more time in another spot. And if it doesn't lift, we're going to glue. I don't think I actually put it on this one. I think I meant to. I think this is mine. And everybody else's has got it on there. And that's why. So I'm just going to put a little glue on here. And I'll get this bottom a little bit more adhered. Put a dot there. I think that's pretty good. And let me close up my glue. I like green glue. And I'm just going to bring this in so it makes sense to me. There we go. So I've made that. This is going to is on the inside. So I just want it to peek over when it comes up. I want that extra little vavoom in there. That's the best way to put it. So again, I'm going to glue this. I really thought I had done the other, but oh well. No worries. When it doesn't work one way, you just use a different adhesive and it'll be great. So I'm going to just put this right here. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with my eraser. Now if you have a white eraser pencil, this works. This is an artist eraser. It's the same stuff. It's just in a bigger form. So I'm just going to quick erase off any of my marks. Not that you should see it, but just in case you do, I want to make sure it's gone. And that has got a little glue there for some reason. So we would take in, this is a glue lifter. And so if your glue gets a little sloppy, just come in and erase with that. And it'll lift up all the glue and make it not sticky. Love that part. And now we've got all our components, for the most part, completely together. So we're going to come back over here to our card. I'm going to set this aside for just a second longer. I'm going to make that straight. I'm going to lift this up. And even though I burnished that down, it decided to lift up in that one spot. That's okay. That is perfectly okay. Facing this down, I am going to center this as best I can. Okay, and I'm going to press down. Okay, now I'm going to flip this over. Okay, and it's okay that that's a little bit crooked. It's not going to make any difference. We're going to put this on the front. We're going to put this on the front. And now we're going to adhere our happy birthday right here. It's on the front of the card. Okay, and if for some reason you've got a little bit showing, you can always come in with your paper snips and just cut it off. No one's going to know the difference. Okay, so my happy birthday is right there. Now we've got to close this up. And to close this up, we're going to use tear and tape again. And I'm going to put tear and tape pretty close to that fold line. Not on it, just underneath it. This is a really sticky adhesive. It's really strong. A lot of people use it for boxes. A lot of people use it in this type of a situation. You want a strong adhesive is what you want. So you can always use the Seal Plus, but I think this is a much easier solution. So I'm going to turn this over. It's as straight as we're going to go. I'm going to flip this here, and then I am going to just push this down, making it straight. I'm going to come in with my bone folder one more time, just on the back there, and adhere that. So this is my card so far. See? I think that is so much fun. Now, to get this through, you want to come in from the front, and I kind of fold it in half and fold it in half again and put it through its little slot. Okay? And then I am going to take the two ends, loop it through here. And the reason why I'm coming from the front is I want this front little part to have the little straight pretty part. And then now you can, depending upon how you put it in there, you're just going to cut this and make it look pretty. It doesn't have to be super long. I think anybody looking at it goes, oh, I'm supposed to pull that up. So let's move our stuff away. And here we go. Here's our card. Isn't that fun? It's a very simple mechanism. It's just adhering it in two sides, going up and down. I just love this. Very simple. It could be happy birthday, get well. Everybody likes a card that's a little interactive. And like I said, for this punch, you can use anything. You can use a crocodile. If you've got a regular hole punch, you can use a regular hole punch. Either way it works. Then when you mail it, you just flip that down when you put it into the card. So that is our card today. I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this card. I think it's a lot of fun, and I have to thank Dawn Griffith again for her creativity and vision, because this was so much fun. I just had to make it with you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.